If anybody wants to come pick us up and save us that is certified, that is good in the water, please come and get us. If not, don't try.
A flash flood emergency in the Pacific Northwest. More than 8 inches of rain in just 48 hours, triggering rivers and then homes to flood. This family north of Seattle pleading for help on Facebook, climbing their furniture as water rages outside their home. And another family and their dog saved by a front-end loader.
The water just came in fast, way faster than we were expecting. So our house is in about 4 feet of water.
A baby airlifted from the flood with 4 children and 6 adults plucked out of the flood by the Coast Guard. First responders say at least 500 people in that county alone displaced from their homes. Winds gusting to 82 miles per hour, nearly knocking this 18-wheeler off a 180-foot bridge. Luckily, the guardrail holding and the driver was able to escape. Parts of Interstate 5 shut down due to flooding and fear of mudslides. And just across the Canadian border, hundreds of people, including 50 children, had to be rescued after 2 mudslides left them trapped on a highway between 2 debris fields.
The evidence is in, the arguments are over, and now the jury must decide. Is Kyle Rittenhouse a killer? A young man, a teenager who brought a gun to protests in this city, but who lost his nerve and started shooting people? Or did he act in self-defense against a mob? 18-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse's fate is in the hands of a jury as deliberations are set to begin.
I charge you to keep your duties steadfastly in mind and as upright citizens to return just and true verdicts.
In closing arguments, the prosecution argued that it was Kyle Rittenhouse who was the real threat on the streets of Kenosha that night, an active shooter who killed Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber and injured Gage Grosskreutz. Prosecutors pointing to this drone footage where Rittenhouse puts down a fire extinguisher and raises his rifle.
You're not allowed to run around and point your gun at people. This is the provocation. This is what starts this incident. You cannot claim self-defense against a danger you create.
Rittenhouse could be seen at times taking notes, and in moments when graphic evidence was shown and reshown, some in the courtroom looked away.
It's hard to look at, but this is what we're dealing with. When you fire an AR-15 at someone from close range, this is what it looks like.
The defense taking their final opportunity to drive home its case that the then 17-year-old was not an active shooter, but instead acting in self-defense, pointing to an image of Rittenhouse being kicked in the head.
Kyle was not an active shooter. That is a buzzword that the state wants to lash onto. Whenever Kyle was there, he reacted to people attacking him.
Earlier, in a blow to the prosecution, the judge dropped a misdemeanor weapons possession charge, but the now 18-year-old still faces 5 charges in total with a possible life sentence behind bars.